Hey everyone, Joe Stofker here. I wanted to shoot a quick video to give you a recap of what happened at the Grant County Board today. So for those that are unaware, there's a big line, transmission line, 345 kilovolts, that is proposed to go between Dubuque, Iowa, and Middleton, Wisconsin. So basically Dubuque to Madison. The goal is to bring wind power from Iowa and Nebraska to Wisconsin. Now, from those who are doing the research and following this topic very closely, the energy is not necessary. Wisconsin produces more than enough energy. In fact, Wisconsin exports energy. And this line has absolutely nothing to do with our region. I mean, they're just basically want to put the lines right through our county and get guaranteed dollars out of the ratepayers. So despite, everybody wanting to be more green and, looking for solar panels and wind power, it's in Appleton, Wisconsin, they're presently taking down wind power because the wind turbines are causing cancer to people in the area. So whether this is green or even healthy for us is largely up for debate. Now, at the Grant County Board earlier this year, the county board proposed a list of questions and we're looking for answers. And the ATC, American Transmission Company, who is responsible for, this political push to put this line in place, never responded to our questions, Grant County's questions, and the PSC never responded to those questions. In fact, the PSC made the decision to approve the line against their own staff's recommendations. So it's debated as to, some people are saying that, these people are financially benefiting and that's why they made the decision. I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't doubt if it's true. In fact, today, even at the county board, one of the gentlemen who seconded the motion for us to join Iowa County in the appeals process. So since the PSC has approved the process, Iowa County has chosen to appeal the process, appeal PSC's decision, and have a judge rule on whether this was fair or not. And from my standpoint today, when I spoke to the county board members, I spoke about the questions they asked. I spoke to their points that, is this even necessary? Is this going to benefit us as ratepayers? Now, I've also spoken with the county board head, Mr. Keeney, and it's very clear that this is a financial decision on the county board's part. They're going to receive $60,000 a year for, I think, 10 years. But is that really free money? I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of algorithm that says, hey, Grant County has this many ratepayers, and when we up their bill, because we're guaranteed profits for putting this line in place, we're going to earn back this $60,000 plus whatever other money they're paying local landowners and other small townships between here and Madison. So this isn't a taxpayer issue, it's a ratepayer issue. So this actually impacts every person who pays an energy bill. That's a lot of people that pay energy bills. So what happened after our discussion, we were given 5 minutes to, address the board and say what we thought was happening. The board started to discuss it, and it became clear that we did not ask to be on the agenda to put this to a vote. We simply were trying to speak to the county board, we obviously were speaking because we wanted it to go to a vote, but we only found out like 4, maybe 5 days ago that we were even going to be allowed to speak. And then it was our lack of experience in dealing with the county board that we did not ask for the action item to be voted on. So when it became clear that we weren't allowed to, request a vote or ask for a motion to be made, they began to debate whether they could or they couldn't. And it was very, very nice of the woman who was asking these questions because she wanted to bring it to a motion. And it was determined by the county attorney. He made the point probably 3 different times that this is a gray area. And one of the other gentlemen on the board raised the point that in the past, when they've had people speak, they have put things to a motion and they have voted on it. So the whole discussion was not about whether PSC made the right decision or made a compromised decision. The whole discussion didn't pertain around even getting answers from the electrical company, ATC, or from PSC. The only thing that they discussed was this gray area about whether or not they could vote to join Iowa County in the appeals process. So the motion went forward for us, Grant County, to oppose the CHC Cardinal Hickory line by joining forces with Iowa County. So this was not a financial decision. It was simply a decision to stand with our neighbors to say, this doesn't benefit us, and if it's going to benefit us, prove that it's fair and prove it to us. So, personally, I was a little disturbed about the discussion because, again, they weren't concerned about any of the points that we previously raised as citizens to get answers to, which as citizens, we have a pretty solid handle on this. Like, we know that they have guaranteed profits and the ratepayers are going to pay for this. And we're not going to see a deduction in our energy bills. They're paying off townships and communities. How can they give us a deduction? Come on. Anyway, so we lost in a 12-5 vote, but it became very clear that some of the people were voting no because of it being a gray area, which, we can respect that. If this was going to become a political issue about how Grant County began to appeal the process with Iowa County, it's probably in our best interest that it was voted down. But next month, we plan to be on the agenda. We plan for it to be a voting decision on the agenda. And we definitely plan to have way more people there in support of opposing this line, because there are many, many more people. But with only a few days' notice to even know that we were going to be on the agenda, it made that a little bit difficult. So the good news is we had 5 people vote in favor of opposing. Good news. The bad news is that we have to go back again next month and do it all over again. Yeah, I guess it is what it is. But since this is probably only the 3rd inning of the baseball game and this whole opposition, people have to stop laying down and just assuming that it's going to pass. We are very much in this fight. We're in this fight to win this fight. And this is the driftless region. Today I wore my driftless t-shirt. Even shows the whole region from Wisconsin and Illinois and Iowa and Minnesota. So this whole region was not touched by the glaciers, right? And why would we want to see Grant County turned into nothing but a bunch of substations? Not even little substations like we currently have, big substations. For those who are paying attention to electromagnetic frequencies, EMFs, and the damage that they're causing, that would be very concerning. This would go from being a beautiful region to live in and enjoy, not being in a city and not being near these big power lines, to, honestly, I'm going to move out. So how many other people would move out if these big substations get put in? And if this line gets approved, it takes away so much of our legal rights to fight us as citizens. The power companies no longer have to jump through the hoops that they currently have to jump through. So it's just even a larger struggle for us to oppose any of these substations that may come afterwards. So this is my quick update in terms of what happened today. where we're at in this process. And if you are not in Platteville, but you're in Southwest Wisconsin, get your township to join Iowa County's appeals process. Obviously, any legal funds that we can put towards the effort is amazing. But if your township is just too small, if you're having budget issues, Iowa County is already paying for it. We just have to join them in the fight. So let's see if we can get our neighbors, whether it's the city of Platteville, the largest community in Grant County, to also put pressure on the county board members to make this decision to join Iowa County in the appeals process next month in December. We need to move forward. We need to band together. We need to raise more and more public awareness, because the Public Service Commission, which is supposed to have our best interest, didn't even take their own staff's recommendations. They sided with big corporations. They sided with government manipulation of big corporations, and they're telling the people to basically bend over and take it. And we need to stand up and tell them that we're not going to do that. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you watching this video, getting caught up to speed. Send me a message, comment below. Let's continue this discussion. Thanks, folks.